It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we're running it back with the two teams from Super Bowl 35. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Giants on Monday Night Prime Time.
Well, the Giants began play all the way back in 1925. And almost 100 years later, this venue was built to house their next era. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
We're just seconds away from getting this one started. And we're off from MetLife. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So out come the Giants. Their first drive of the game coming up. They'll be led out by this promising young signal caller. Already a starter in his first season out of Ole Miss.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you could see some of those nerves slipping through.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Throwing to start this game. That's complete to Darius Slayton. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the gun, it's Tracy. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Here's Tracy once more. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I think this is the part where they run away, Kate. As in run away from that monster. He's just too strong a presence to try to block them inside, and that time, it cost him some yards.
Ravens bring an extra DB out there. 3rd down coming up. Now looking to throw. Has his man, it's Tracy. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
First down, ball at the 36. Motioning him from the slot right. Throwing now on first down. He finds Slayton. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
This finds Bellinger. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. It's a pickup of 11. And the Giants will have a first down.
Kid, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week during practice. They're both quarterback and tight end. Went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, I hope we have just a little space to operate. That play-action works beautifully, and the tight end, the beneficiary.
Oh, that's a tough one. Couldn't bring in the touchdown clean. It falls incomplete. It's going to be second down.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
A handoff to Tracy. And he will take it in. Touchdown, New York! The Giants finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Gano ready to send this away. On the return, here comes Justice Hill. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard is Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player, and the most exciting player, not just in his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise quarterback to build upon.
It's an option right that begins this drive. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Cape, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
They send the tight end in motion left. Lamar now from the gun. This is caught by Isaiah Likely. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
Here we go, third and less than a yard. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. This one goes for 3 yards. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
Certainly dropped these quarterback keepers anticipating a whole lot more yardage, but I think it could be overlooked there since they did pick up the first down. If anything, they can see what kept it to a small gain over there on the sidelines, and they'll come back to it on the next set of downs.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Drew Phillips making the tackle. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
As a corner in this league, well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. But you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Into the hands of Likely. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Henry's going to try to pick it up. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. It's a gain of only 1 yard. That's going to leave him with a 4th and 2. The Ravens gonna punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be Giants football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Hits his running back. And he's up across the 20 before going out of bounds.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
2nd and 3. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. A give to Tracy up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Trying an option here, play to the left. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. That's Odafe Owe with a stop. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
Wow, wide open here, complete. And he's going to get past the 40 before he goes out. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Caught by Theo Johnson. He's got a gain of 6 there. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey. That's the end of our 1st quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Neither side separating much so far. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this second quarter with the Giants in possession. They'll have second down as they look to continue this good drive. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make third down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Looking for a throw here. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Coming left is Tracy. Still has room inside the 15. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. They go right back to Tracy. Give him just 1 yard, I think, on the run. Still some work to do here on 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Throwing on 2nd and 6. Has it in close. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York. The Giants get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Gano for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants double their lead to 14. Gano ready to send this away. Hill now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Ravens offense returning to the field for their 2nd possession. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. Bateman hauls it in. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Drew Phillips making the tackle. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. From the gun, Jackson. He lofts it deep left. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
Here's Jordan Stouts coming on again to punt. Got 46 on his first punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And a fair catch made here at the 17. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they're going to take over possession. The Giants and Tyrone Tracy are running back on now. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Finds him over the middle. This is ahead for about 5. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 23. Quick slant caught by Neighbors. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. That play good for 17 and a 1st down. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Out to his wideout, it's a screen. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey.
How's your block shedding out there, boys? Because they need to get through some blocks to hang that screen up quickly. And they were Johnny on the spot.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing now from the gun. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find a home there.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Looking to the air here. He sends this one to the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. Nate Wiggins has got it.
Red zone defense. It is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away. That is a gold star effort by the defense.
The Ravens trotting out their offense. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They bring a tight end in motion right. Throwing now on 1st down, it's Jackson. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Brought down by Paulson Adebo. All right, here we go. Second down. From the 41. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
So critical, Kate, on those receiver screens to get that ball out with great precision. You don't want that receiver thinking about anything but navigating the blocks in front of him. That's well done by everybody.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Bateman, the motion man left. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Ravens at a deficit. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. And again, it's Jackson. Connects with Bateman. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Lamar throwing again. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. All right, all set up now. First and 10. Jackson yet again. Finding Flowers. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Bobby Okereke making that stop. Second and 6 coming up here. Jackson's gonna throw again. This one's to Andrews out right. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Now the Ravens are gonna use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Now Jackson on 3rd down. This finds Likely. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll come up 1st and 10. Again, it's Jackson to the air. Complete Derrick Henry. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. And it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Working quickly here. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This only a chip shot from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that'll get them back to 11.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. One last play before the break. Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. And he could not break beyond the line, so that's how our half's gonna end. That's gonna bring us to the end of this first half of football with the Giants holding things down in East Rutherford. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber, Brock Hewitt.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Gano ready to send this away. Hill now to return it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Raven offense headed out for this first series of the second half. And some opening drive points would be invaluable, Brock, trailing by 2 scores as they leave that locker room. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
You know, for pitchers, you'll hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high-percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
Lamar off the play fake. As the open man downfield. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 31-yard play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
So the big play gets him just beyond midfield. It's first down. Third quarter starts with a run from Henry. He's contained at the line for no gain. Brian Burns coming up with the stop. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
This is Henry on 2nd.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. That brings up a tough decision for them on 4th down.
This wide receiver run game, what it really does, Kate, is it tests the soundness of your defense. How assignment sound are you? Well, that was an excellent example of this defense doing its work on the practice field and, more importantly, put into execution on the game field.
So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. Now here comes the New York offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. The rangy Kyle Hamilton getting there for the stop. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Here's 2nd and 5. Into the hands of Neighbors. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Just excellent effort on that catch, and a lightning-quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. A give right side to Tracy. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Running back sent in motion. Here's 2nd and 7. Has his man, it's Tracy. And that's good for a gain of 5. The rangy Kyle Hamilton getting there for the stop.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
3rd and just 2 to go. Now it's a bootleg for him. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
We hear about basketball on grass so much more of the space and speed coming to the NFL game. That play's so indicative of it. Get that point guard in the open field and let him do his thing.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Tracy has the New York touchdown. The Giants push their lead further to start the half. And he is all smiles down there. He's got his 2nd rushing score of this game, and they've got an even bigger lead in this 2nd half.
Well, we know it because we call these games week to week, Kate. Almost every single one of them seems to be a one-possession nail-biter. To build this kind of cushion and to do it with the strength of his legs, yeah, they're worthy of those smiles down there.
Gano for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants push their lead to 18. Gano ready to send this away. Hill now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They bring the tight end in motion. The drive begins with Henry. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. From the gun, Jackson splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Micah McFadden able to make the play.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Jackson now on 3rd. He's gonna try to drop it in deep right. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Giants headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Here's Tracy. Oh, stiff arm. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It's a gain of 12 there. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it's going to be 2nd down. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't honed the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next.
Looking for the back that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Pass play coming here. He has the 1st over the middle. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Just need 2 more yards that they couldn't get on that last play. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Runs in for the New York touchdown. The Giants lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Gano for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants continue piling onto this lead. Gano ready to send this away. Hill now to return it. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Henry on the option. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
There is no thought needed from him. He has been doing this so long, dating back to college and high school. Those instincts, and they come at you with a capital I. Identify that run, fire downhill, and get home in the backfield before that play could get started.
It's Henry on the counter. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's Ravens football, and they'll look for some points here, but might just be too little too late in a lopsided 4th quarter. And the Giants going nickel, 3rd down coming. Pressure coming, it's Jackson. Completed to Flowers. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
You've got to be cognizant of where the line to gain is. You can't run that route short, and you certainly can't throw it. That route's just not deep enough. Needed to extend it closer to the chains for a 1st down.
Motioning right is Hopkins. Big play, pushes them beyond midfield. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens putting up points in a game decided. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. They broke out the design run for him there. Coach just tells him, hey, Brock, hey, QB, do your thing, get us 6.
Yeah, and these offensive coaches love this play, and defensive coaches hate it, Kate, because it really gives you an extra hat, right? An extra number when your QB's got the athleticism, got the legs, got the instincts to go run it in for 6. A defensive nightmare, an offensive touchdown.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens make it an 18-point game. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Giants and Malik Neighbors set to go to work again. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this 2nd half. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tracy. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Here's Tracy once more. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
I don't know, Kate. I didn't think he had it, but that back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Going to the ground again on first. Crosses midfield, still going. And he's all the way into enemy territory, officially at the 49. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. A handoff to Tracy. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They push it forward for a yard. That brings up 3rd and 8. This is Tracy. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 2 yards on that run. That's going to bring up 4th and 6. The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Baltimore running its offense out now. And the last time they had it, they ran it down the field on them. I'd expect some better resistance up front if they try that again. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Bateman hauls it in. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
That's just a gorgeous corner route by the wide receiver. I bet you'll find, Kate, in the annals of football history, the best corner route runners as receivers are also the best slant runners, the best post runners, because it's all about change of direction, and that was put on display right there.
Play action. Here's Jackson. To the left side, cut by Andrews. And he's going to be marked down 5 yards short of that first.
You've heard that very common term in draft vernacular called catching radius. Let me tell you, as a quarterback, you love tight ends on drag routes because that catching radius for such a big target, and you see him, you eye him, and there's a comfort level between QB and tight end to make that connection.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Bails out of the pocket quick. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
We've learned how valuable sacks in a pass rush are in today's NFL. It's a bit surprising, isn't it, Kate, that that's their first sack of the game, but they found other ways to produce success on both sides of the ball, and they finally pick up a much-needed sack on that stat sheet.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket, and they get to him again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Some squads you just see love to do this, Kate, and I've got so much respect for defensive coordinators who late in the game, instead of playing prevent, well, they step up the aggression meter. Back-to-back sacks puts this offense and this quarterback way off schedule.
He's got Andrews. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. And absolutely no chance of getting the yards he needed. He's brought down well short, and they're going to turn it over on downs.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
The home teams back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really being the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he runs this one down across the 35 and inside the 30. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Giants can rest easy with a 3-score lead. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll go left side with Tracy. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
A give to Tracy up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This game has evolved so much over the years, but there's just certain times, there's certain moments, some flashes of greatness like that you see Dick Buckets, that you see Jack Lambert, that you see Mike Singletary. These middle linebackers stuffing a run, this guy in particular, like the greats used to do.
They go right back to Tracy. And he's able to get this down to the 13. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. So the Giants come away with the win. Well, we know they had high hopes when they entered the stadium earlier today, Brock. We saw it, but it can be so tough to win on the road. And there's some dejected faces now as they leave this football field.
Oh, and that flight home, oh, it's going to be a long one. A silent one as they ruminate on the outcome of this game. You never like taking one on the chin, even on the road. And heading home just gives them all extra time to think about what went wrong, but more importantly, how to fix it.
So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a well-earned win for the Giants as we say so long from New York.